this here is a notice to everyone that I was going to stay retired. I've now decided to come out of retirement after those little cheap shot Charlie talk that Mr. Ngatai decides to put on camera. He knows that I was standing there, so basically he is going to feel my front bumper, and mate, he will never want to do another cheap shot at me again.
Welcome to Smack Talk episode 8. This is the Malcolm Ngatai special. Thanks everybody so much for tuning in once again, and also to the contributors of this show for making this happen. Without you guys, none of this would be a reality, giving everybody the chance to enjoy some stock and super stock history and see what's going on around the country. Got my main man Huggies here from the South Island. Good to have you here, brother. Is there anything you want to say? Warm welcome going out to Nick and the crew at Driftkartz Rotorua. That's indoor go-karts on the slipperiest track in New Zealand. They've come on board and are sponsoring the show. Really grateful to have their service and their awesome crew. And make sure when you're in Rotorua that you go and check out the go-karts. And while you're at the 240s, that's a must. Make a booking, go down and see them. They'll sort you out. And if you're good enough to win that race, you can take around that chicken flag around the track as well. Awesome times. A big thanks to Greenstone Park and Greymouth as well for also sponsoring the show a hard drive. It's certainly going to make putting these shows together a lot easier for me, and will be a lot less time consuming, so that gesture certainly appreciated, and once again couldn't do it without all the help that everyone's provided so far to the show. Now this is the Malcolm Ngatai special. Brendon Learmonth from Square Photography went down south and sat down with Malcolm and done an awesome interview with him. A lot of laughs. Malcolm is one of the great ambassadors of New Zealand stock cars and speedway, and gives a really good interview, and as you can see, he's a fan favourite around the country, and it's obvious to see why. Former New Zealand champion and one kick-ass driver, hard charger. And MikeyB as well, big special thanks to him for helping put this show together. He's an absolute legend to the game, and he's got a whole heap of DVDs for us to give away on the show, so stay tuned, and we'll certainly sort those out for some lucky prize winners if you haven't got one already, that is. And while we're on the subject of prizes, the Reese pack has been won. The correct answer for that was at the end of the 2013 season. How many cars had Peter Reese, the man, built? And it was 102, and the winner was a young one here from Palmerston North by the name of Anthony Ford. So well done to you for getting that one right. Thanks everyone for putting your answers in for that prize. And just an update for the Besson family as well. Certainly a well thought about family in our household, but Jesse's been doing really well. He's had his last 2 MRI scans, and they were very stable with a little increase in tumour size, which is absolutely great news. He will be 4 in December and has come a long way in the last year, and he's doing physio and speech therapy, gaining more confidence by the day, and improvement in his speech. and he's attending Rangitoto Swim School, who generously sponsor all the swimming lessons, and that's just awesome. And he's doing 3 half days at preschool, so it's just amazing to hear how that family's getting on, and our thoughts are always with you guys, and we're going to battle with you guys all the way. So hope you enjoy the show. We've got plenty of good shows lined up, ready to be hopefully knocked out of the park sooner or later. But thanks again to everyone, and sorry for talking so much. Get into it. Anything you want to say, Huggies?
Alright, we're here with Malcolm Ngatai, 19C Superstock. Cheers for talking to Smack Talk. What do you do for your day job to fuel your hobby? Because most people probably don't know.
Not a lot.
Not a lot?
No.
Okay.
Operations manager of a CCTV camera review company in Christchurch. That's what I do.
Cool. In the 1998-1999 season, you reached the you raced street stocks. What do you remember from the crazy New Zealand champs held in Palmy?
I remember running on 5 cylinders and spinning a Valiant in the last lap to come through and get free NZ.
I think there was 5 Palmy cars qualified. And I believe they all got rolled in the heat. That's pretty unheard of.
Oh, it was a pretty angry meeting, and we come up there with a great team, and we were about having a good time. We blew a cylinder in the qualifying, and we got offered several second-hand engines, and we decided to spray. We pulled the head off, seen a burnt-out valve, and we decided to get some silver paint and spray the head gasket and put it back on and race on 5 cylinders, and that we did, and got free NZ.
You used to race street stocks as 37C.
No, 17C.
Oh, 17C.
Yeah.
Speed on New Zealand's website is wrong there.
Yeah.
How come you went to 19C when you went to
when I went to Superstocks, 17C was gone through Limpy Lambert. I wanted 17C, but Limpy Lambert had it, and 19C was still available, which was my mate's number through Street Stocks was Chris. Chris from Kiwi Auto Spares.
Chris Lee.
Okay.
Yeah. Short pockets, long fingers. So that's why I went to 19. Never realised it was my birthday as well, so we stuck to the 19 from there.
You're sitting on your latest gorge. What is the difference between this current, and it's the only one of its kind, gorge here, to the one that you won NZ in?
There's not a lot. Similar engine, exactly the same front end, but in the rear end Murray spent a lot of time designing some traction devices to work to give us some advantage on slick tracks. Drivey tracks, anyone can drive a drivey track, but slick tracks is a art that we challenge with, and it's one that I don't drive well on. So Murray spent a lot of time on the rear end of this car that you'll never see, but he has spent a lot of time on it.
What made you upgrade to a gorge? At the time there was only the Hickey car around, and was this type of gorge here. What made you go from what you had to this?
It was a wee bit of a dream, really. I went to see Murray probably 15 years ago when I first got into stock cars, and I was racing Wayne Buckforth chassis, and I was in New Plymouth just cruising around. I went to Murray's workshop. He told me the price and I laughed because I didn't think I'd ever could afford one. And then when I got serious onto my racing, you've got to have a serious chassis with a serious engine. So Murray, and there's a few other chassis builders that go along the same way, but Murray was out there with what we wanted to do.
You're a great ambassador for Speedway, and you do, and no doubt you do probably more travel than anyone else in Speedway. What is the main reason that you travel so much?
Well, you've been living in Christchurch for the last 3 weeks. You probably understand why we don't want to be here. It's a shithole, and I like getting away racing with the guys up in the North Island because you know they race hard and no agendas. They'll knock you out of the sport just like nothing, and it's like what we want to do. We want to go race hard, party hard, and we go race hard, party hard, and come home after the weekend, and it's more enjoyable about just doing nothing, you know.
Back to street stocks. What are your fondest memories of that class? And do you miss it?
Yeah, well, it's quite amazing because I was at a party just on the weekend with a great mate of mine that I used to do a lot of street stock racing with, and I can never forget the Dunedin trip for the South Island Champs, and the purple-headed woman that took everyone by surprise and took one of our guys home and really made it an entertaining night. So that's one of the things I'll never forget about street stocks.
Over your whole career, what's been your greatest rival, and who was it for? Who was it against?
Teams champs about 5 years ago, wasting Trevor Mason, opened the doors up and just put him away from the end of the stadium, and watching his ass pucker was one of my best moments of Speedway.
Now, your chosen transporter for Speedway is a bus. You've always had a very elaborate paint scheme on all your buses, or both your buses, I should say. Why did you, and why do you still put so much effort into your transporter?
It's about promotions and having a good time and getting the kids involved, and it's just really put yourself out there and get a lot of support. We've got so much support around New Zealand about the crazy shit we do, and we do it crazy. We might go there and get last, but just the support from all around the country, especially around Palmerston North, we've got a lot of followers that come down after the meeting and say, hey, good to see you here, and good to see you beat Trevor Mason, even though you got 15th, he got 19th, it's quite good to see you here, and it's quite a good buzz to actually get 19th and still be better than Trevor at 27th, because he doesn't quite often finish a race.
When you changed from yellow body and you went to the changed from silver body to yellow, and then you were a yellow and green sort of a style on your car. Then the earthquake happened, and you sort of went a little bit different. Can you just explain what you did to your car after the earthquakes and what it meant to you?
The yellow was a bit about Daryl McKenzie, who in graphics, he went that way. It was all about a fighter plane war zone theme. And then when we went to earthquakes, we did the car with a broken up earthquake fractured body shell all over it. It was all about earthquakes and the rebuild of Christchurch. It was very busy times, and it was all about just trying to remember what we went through. A lot of people wouldn't understand what we went through down here, but it was pretty important that we promoted what was going on down here.
I'm sure you got a pretty good response from people down here.
Oh, massive, yeah.
January 2009, you won 1NZ at your home track at Woodford Glen. You were by far the quickest car there. How does that stack up for you and overall as your whole career?
It was an aim we went for, and to win it by 15 points was a bit of an unheard for competition. 15 points. I remember that the referees called me up there after the race, and they always picked on me anyway, and they only called me up to congratulate me, say, hey, we're going to take 2 points off you, but 15 up on anyone else was unheard of, so well done.
Because you won 2 heats, or did you win all 3?
We were in the top 3 of every heat, yeah.
Because you won the first 2, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's sort of unheard of.
The only person we had to worry about was bloody Peter Reeves. I come across in the final heat.
He helped you a little bit too, didn't he?
He didn't help me, but I remember giving him a fair bit of bumper into turn 1 just because I didn't trust him, because as much as I thought he'd be with me, I didn't still trust him, he's a mongrel, so.
The next year you actually defended your title. You went to defend your title in Kiki. It was an incredibly bad track. It must have been it was a huge ask just to qualify and keep your tyres inflated at that track.
We qualified the first attempt and we qualified the second attempt, which was hard work. we were pretty lapsed by the time we got back the second time, and there was a cheap shot guy from Palmerston North that tipped me up on the wall when I was all about to hit the brakes and miss him, but I didn't, and he had a real cheap shot on me. So, well, actually he's from Napier, and I've cost him a couple of times since, and he'll never ever win the New Zealand title while I'm racing.
You've when you did one NZ, you went to England. How did you find that trip? How's that stack up for you in your racing?
It was real. Answer your phone, could you? No, it was a really amazing trip. We raced for quite a cool family that never did well on Speedway, and we got their old dodgy old car out of the shed, and we made it to a semi-final on their first race. So they were over the moon that we made it to a semi-final, something they haven't done, and just to be part of the family and travelling in their bus, going to the race meeting, was unreal. Like, those guys were great. They cooked us meals and they took us racing, and we drove their pile of junk, and we got to finals above them in front of their brand new car that they had. We did better than them. It was like really good. You
always do your utmost to attend the 4 big meetings in Palmy, or 4 of the meetings in Palmy, being opening night, 248s, and the 1 or 2 Superstock champs, as well as teams champs. Why Palmy? Why Palmy, not some other track?
Palmy is a Superstock track of New Zealand. Great promoters, great backup promoters, and all the other guys that race there are bloody great. You know, like, they race hard. Scotty Myers always puts us up down the back in his place, and you know, Vicky always looks after us better than Scotty, and yeah, sort of without Vicky, Scotty would be nothing.
Speedway wouldn't be possible without the people behind the scenes. How many people help you in this season? Could you even put a number on it?
No, we struggle to get people to turn up in the shed most nights. They normally turn up if there's bourbon on board or rum, but other than that, no, we struggle. We've got Kerry and Mikey and 1 or 2 others, but no, we do struggle through the season.
How much time would you spend in the shed a week during the season?
Working on the car or in the shed?
No, working on the car.
Well, we spend about 50 hours a week in the shed and about 10 hours a week working on the car.
Now it's no secret you've bought a new bus, and your old one is for sale for anyone who wants to buy it.
Yeah, it's a bit of a touchy point there. I love my old bus. We've travelled from Christchurch to the other side of the world and back. I mean, Auckland and back. I can't believe that bus drives that far, but it does. It's a great bus, and we don't really want to sell it, but with new things in life, like trying to make babies and all that sort of stuff, we built a new bus, and we're going to have showers and toilets and all that stuff on it, so we can keep racing, basically.
Where and who has your hardest hit come from?
All of them.
It wasn't Trevor Mason. The biggest hit I had was 19R, who put a very cheap shot on me and never has fronted again since. And I can't wait to see him. The second shot was Pat Westbury. A red light I'd stopped for, but he hadn't stopped, and he finished me. So 2 Rotorua cars have put the biggest shots on me ever. Pat reckoned he didn't see the red lights, but he always says that.
Do you have a favourite track to race on, to actually drive on, driver style wise?
I quite enjoy Palmerston North Speedway.
In the Superstock ranks, who do you respect the most out of all other drivers?
Scotty Myers.
Why is that?
Because he's an arsehole.
Fair enough. So what keeps you coming back each year? I mean, it costs a lot of money, a lot of time in the shed, a lot of family time, a lot of travel.
You've obviously got the camera on me, but you just look out the door, and we've got a whole lot of Speedway supporters just out the door, and we're in Christchurch in the middle of nowhere. and just good people, good connections. I know, I don't do it for me, I do it for everyone else, and it's really good just hanging out with the guys like yourself. You put a lot of effort in. MikeyB, he puts a lot of effort in. He travels around the country with us with cameras, and I don't do it for me anymore, I do it for everyone else that enjoys to follow us, and I do some silly shit and I just sit back and laugh and go, I hope you got that on footage, because it's not about me, it's about, it's about everyone else as well.
I'm looking forward to this coming season. The New Zealand Super Stock Champs are in Napier.
Yeah.
Are you looking forward to that, man? Do you like that track?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to bashing Penn out of the way and taking that number 1. Good shit.
Who's your biggest fan?
As a driver?
Anyone. Who is your biggest fan that you know of? Who's your biggest fan?
Well, that's a good question.
Your mum.
Fanny or fan?
Your mum.
My mum's my biggest fan.
Most mums are, I suppose.
Oh, she's big, man.
And who do you look up to? It's pretty hard considering you're probably at the definitely one of the top of the sport. But do you have anyone that you look up to, or what you'd like to do certain
Well,
things?
that's a hard question, because I look up to every super stock driver and I respect all of them, because we're mental and we put our balls on the line and we don't care.
And who do you respect the most?
None.
That's cool.
Well, was that trust or respect? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a difficult question, because
Respect everyone.
I respect everyone.
I suppose you have to in a way.
I respect everyone. I don't trust anyone.
I suppose anyone that's out on the track deserves respect in a way.
Yeah. There's so many great drivers, like, who do you respect? Peter Reeves, he'll fucking kill you as soon as he looks at you, like, it's a bastard.
What are your other interests? Like, Speedway's a big part of your life, but do you have any other interests that...
Yeah, work.
It's an interest.
Yep, to pay for it.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I've got a trail bike over in the shed, and fishing, and we love women. Good old days we would have 5 on the go, but these days we only have 1.
So, second to last question, what have you done to the car this off-season? Like, what's happened from last Palmy final meeting, oh, you didn't make Palmy final meeting, sorry, to now?
The engine guys have been into my engine and made about another 175 horsepower. Don't laugh.
That should go around nicely around Napier.
No, we found some more horsepower, some more torque in the engine. We can't do anything more to the chassis. The chassis is everything it should be, and it's all about fun. We're all there for entertainment and a good time. So
yeah, well, just being around you guys tonight. I mean, tonight was obviously more of a social night for you guys, but you all get on very well, and it's a fun environment.
It's about having fun. We race for fun. We don't race. We do race to win, but it's about having a good time, having some mates around you. Like I've met so many good people through Speedway. I've even met this dark guy from Auckland. He's the most untrustworthy guy you'd ever look at. But we have so much fun with him, and his last name could be Mason. But it's the good people you meet along the way, and that's what it's all about. It's not about winning or losing or whatever. It's about having a good time, meeting good people, and having a good night out at Speedway.
What are your goals for the season? Do you set goals for yourself, and if so, what are your goals for the upcoming season?
I set the same goal every year, but Trevor's given up, so I can't smash him anymore. So a goal this season would be just to finish in the top 10 of the New Zealand title, which is great. Top 10 of the World 240s, which would be wonderful. I've still got a dream of winning the World 240s, but I haven't got there yet. Third's my best. So one day I'd like to win the World 240s. Teams is an issue. We're getting there with that. We've got a good team this year. But World 240s is one of my personal aims.
Cool. Alright, well thank you for having me here and talking to Smack Talk, and cheers.
Was that Spank Talk? Or
Smack Talk. And cheers to your crew as well.
Look at the state of them.